Hello, Fairly Odd Engine Creations back again. Sorry it's been way too long since I've made a proper video, but I'm using this as compensation because I just started college and that's going pretty well, so yeah. But you're not here to listen to me talk about it. You're here to, well, you saw the title, you know what this is. Every Gordon episode ranked. So this is how it's going to go. I have 43 episodes where Gordon is either a major player or he shares the spotlight with someone. I'm not counting episodes like Percy Runs Away, Trouble in the Shed, or Confusion Without Delay from season 22, because yes, Gordon is kind of prominent in that. He's not really the main character. We don't really follow the story through him. And I guess you could apply that to other episodes, like in the Nitrogen era, where Thomas is the lead, like this one or this one, which I'll get to later. But this is strictly about Gordon. Gordon's appearance can either hinder or benefit the episode since he is the main focus in it. So, yeah, I guess we will get started. And I already went ahead and arranged these episodes in chronological order from season 1 all the way to season 24. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Thomas and Gordon, I mean, you can't really get much more out of an introduction of TV than that. Sets the tone perfectly, sets two of the main characters perfectly, sets a very straightforward message. You know, don't stay in your lane. Don't be a dick. You know, just good old classic Thomas morals. You can't really ask for much more out of an episode than that. Edward and Gordon. This one's more about Edward, but Gordon is still prominent in it since he's the one who like tells Edward he's an idiot and then gets stuck. Doesn't even thank him. I mean, as a Gordon appearance, I can't really say it's like peak Gordon, but it's like at the start of the show, so it makes sense why he's like this. And I think the story is very entertaining. And Edward ultimately not caring that Gordon said thank you, he was just exhausted. So yeah, I think it's really good. Tenders and turntables, again iconic. Gordon pulling the express backwards is funny, and I guess this is more of the episode as a whole, so it doesn't just have to be about Gordon. But yeah, James spinning on the turntable is iconic. I really like this episode. It is very funny. Whistles and Sneezes, another very funny episode. It isn't wrong, but we just don't do it. Gordon's plot was funny. As a kid, I used to think his like whistle sound was just him screaming the whole time. I don't really know why, because you know his mouth was open while he was doing it. But yeah, very very good episode. Really like it. Off the rails. Um, Not as much happens in this as I probably would have liked, so I actually might drop it down to B. But it's still a classic. Gordon is a jerk and gets karma for it. Doesn't even like apologize at the end. He's just like feeling sad. This is all season 1 Gordon, so he can act a little insufferable every now and then. CGI though, oh, we'll get to that. Down the Mine, phenomenal episode. Really love this one. This is the start of an alliance that I am so disappointed didn't last very long. But still, that should not I should not knock the episode for that. It's still amazing. Cows, another very funny episode. I think this is more of an Edward and Gordon. I guess Henry too. Yeah, it's kind of about the three big engines, which I've been debating including Edward, Gordon, and Henry, the season 1 episode on here, but I think that episode is more about Edward and Henry than it is about Gordon, just to me. So I didn't really see a point to that. But yeah, I mean, this is a still funny episode. I mean, Gordon and Henry got stopped in their tracks by a fucking cow. I mean, what more could you want? Wrong Road. One of season 2's finest. This is one of the episodes you think of when you think of season 2. You know, major Edward appearance, Bill and Ben, new locations, that strict season 2 atmosphere, you know, the nighttime shots. And also, Gordon settling for Boko is just chef's kiss, immaculate. Love that shit. Gordon and the Famous Visitor, B tier, it's pretty good. I think Gordon losing his dome was kind of cool. I mean, this is yet another Gordon shows off. Gordon is proud and pays the price for it. kind of story. So I can see why it'd be repetitive to some people, but personally, I think these classic episodes know how to make good use of it compared to CGI where the runtime is longer, so you have to listen to Gordon not shutting the fuck up longer. So it's kind of not cool there, but it's fine here. It's only 4.5 minutes. Trouble with Mud as an episode, it's kind of bad. Uh, and also very unfaithful to the books. Gordon just refuses to take a bath because he doesn't like water, I guess. So you're telling me he's never been dirty before, and not and he's never had to use water like at all. This is his first time, really. Am I missing something here? Yeah, whatever. I really like the ending scene of Gordon helping James just because he was struggling and he just happened to be there. He's like, man, screw it, I'll help him out. I gotta do. Homies gotta stick together. So yeah, Tender Engines I feel somewhat the same. As an episode, it's kind of weak, but Gordon himself I think is fine in it. Um, but yeah, this is very much a far cry from the original story, Tenders for Henry. It's honestly one of the most gut wrenching stories in the Railway series, and it being stripped down here is kind of a shame. But it's a fine episode. I don't really like the Henry plot in the second half. It doesn't really go as far as it did in the books. It's kind of whatever. Paint Pots and Queens, good episode. I know some people may take issue with it because season 4 timeline, and it's like way ahead of these two episodes, but that's kind of why I don't have it in S. But if this was the season 1 finale, this would have easily been an S. I love this episode, and Gordon just looks so good. Also, that scene of Thomas and Gordon sticking up for each other to top him, chef's kiss. I don't know what to say. It's a perfect scene in what could have been a perfect episode. Better View for Gordon. You know where that shit goes. Fuck yeah. Gordon's banter with Percy and James are funny. James and Percy themselves are funny in the episode, and the crash is just beyond iconic. I kind of wish we had an explanation as to how Gordon broke down, like recently between I guess not recently. I'm sorry, I'm rambling here. I don't have a script, but yeah, like I said, I kind of wish we got a reason as to why Gordon broke down a lot, but that's a minor gripe. Still a phenomenal episode. Yeah, y'all know where Gordon and the Gremlin goes. It's very C tier. It's kind of all over the place. And Gordon doesn't really get to shine as a character. He's just mad that Thomas was late. And then he's like happy all of a sudden. I mean, I guess Dowager screaming in the shower was kind of funny. Yeah, whatever. Rumors. Thomas and Rumors. I'll put that in. I also put that in C tier. It's kind of an unfocused episode. But Gordon did play a major role in it, so I have to count it somehow. But yeah, it's not really that great of an episode. I don't even remember what happens in it, what Gordon did in it that significantly, other than he crashed in the tunnel because his driver was dumb. Rare instance of the driver being reprimanded, though. That was a nice touch. But yeah, not season 5's best, which is a shame because season 5 is good. It's peak Thomas. I'm not even gonna elaborate. I'm not even gonna elaborate. If y'all want my elaboration, ask me in the comments. No, fuck that. A tier. The crash was a bit too ridiculous for my liking, but Gordon is characterized great here. Really like this one. It's Salty's funny in it. I think it works here. I like it. Best dressed engine. Yeah, I'll put you in A tier. You're pretty good. You are very, very good. Funny seeing Gordon thinking decorations are beneath him, even though he's worn crest before. But I think the situation is hilarious. Getting a fucking banner. I think that's a banner. I think they say banner in the episode. I don't remember. I haven't watched it in a while, but I do remember really enjoying it. So yeah, I think I'll put this in A tier. Get that shit in S tier. I love Spencer. I love Gordon. Amazing episode. Gordon Takes Charge. One of my favorites of the hit era. I'll put it in A tier. The only thing I don't like about it is that apparently Percy forgot how to pull coaches. Like he literally did it last season in that Harold episode, but whatever. It's still a great episode. I love Gordon and Percy's dynamic, and both feel very much in character. Squeak, rattle, and roll. Yeah. I mean, it's. I'm actually teetering a bit till between A and S tier. I'll do A tier. It's a bit silly how Gordon believes that he'll be scrapped, but I think the rest of the episode shines just on the basis that Gordon was gonna make the children's trip there a special one, and he was willing to put them first. It's admirable stuff. I love this episode. Not amazing, but I really like it. Respect for Gordon, obviously S tier. I don't even need to elaborate. Y'all have seen Tug's video. Y'all know why it's great. I'll put you in B tier. You're pretty good, if I say so myself. I like seeing Gordon make fun of Henry only for the cows to come back. I like to think this episode is a spiritual successor to Cows from season 2. But it's a really solid Henry episode as well as a good Gordon episode. I like it. It's good to be Gordon. Yeah, same tier. I can't stand that inconsistency with Henry's special coal, but if it makes for a good story, then I'll look the other way. It's a good story, and Gordon's character really shines here. Yeah, same with Gordon and the Engineer. I like this one. It's nice seeing the twins again, even though their roles could have been interchanged with anyone, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Season 11 is on a roll with Thomas and the Runaway Car. I love Thomas and Gordon's alliance here. I don't really have much else to say. We finally got our first D tier. How the fuck does Gordon not know his way to Great Waterton? He's been there before in the movie it was introduced, y'all. What are y'all doing? I mean, I guess the scene of him stopping Stanley was kind of cool, as well as like submitting himself to Ben of all engines. But yeah, still a dumb episode. I don't like it all that much. Snow Tracks though, ooh man, really good stuff, very good stuff. It still has those nitrogen problems, the clunky dialogue, too much narration, weak animation in some areas. But Gordon's character alone shines in this one. He doesn't really feel like overly dickish like the Brenner era tried way too hard with. But no, he just feels overconfident, I guess, and his alliance with Thomas, of course, shines in this one. So that alone brings it up to a B tier. Oh, the indignity, yeah, you're pretty mid. Gordon being sent to a waste dump of all places is a ridiculous idea, and not really much is done with it other than he doesn't like the jobs, he doesn't want to work, so he messes up 3 times and. He has to work it in the end. With pulling the express was kind of cool, so that's kind of neat. But yeah, I don't. Also, I just remembered, Scruff Scruncher has scrunched. Yeah, that's why it's in C tier, not lower. This though, this was dumb. So much missed potential. Why wasn't this an episode about Ferdinand pulling the express? That would have been the sickest thing ever. Sharon Miller, you had the opportunity to do the funniest thing the era has done, and you chose not to do it. You decided to do the line thing again from obviously Lion of Sodor. But nah. Ferdinand pulling the express would have gone so hard. I'm disappointed. Let It Snow, pretty forgettable episode. I think it's more of a Thomas than a Gordon episode, but Gordon plays a major role, so I included it. But yeah, it's kind of dull. Not much really happens. Express coming through. Yeah, you're alright. I like Thomas and Gordon's rivalry at the start and end, but the middle portion of the episode where Thomas drops off the people is pretty dumb. I don't really have it in me to rank it any higher. But it's not the worst thing ever. I mean, it's like a 6 out of 10, I guess. Bust My Buffers, yeah, same boat. Gordon bumping into a truck and just losing his buffer beam is, I guess, funny in an ironic way, and Gordon with the diesel buffer in general is also kind of funny. And I think Gordon is characterized all right here. I mean, we never really see him get over his prejudice against diesels, so it makes sense why he would feel this way, but yeah, it's still not a great episode. Soto Surprise Day, fine Gordon appearance, which is why I don't have it in F, but stupid Thomas episode. Again, Gordon has a major role in it, so I included it, but yeah, it's kind of dumb. I didn't want to make it any higher. But, I mean, that's the Nitrogen era. I mean, he only had one good episode. Yikes, not that great. Oh, the Brenner era. Actually, you started off good. Gordon Runs Dry was a good episode. It feels very Railway Series-esque. I love Thomas and Paxton's roles in it, and Gordon is actually not that insufferable here. So, yeah, it feels more in line with, I guess, Season 7-ish? Actually, no, that's a lie. Season 7 Gordon was too peak, and this one's just alright. So, maybe, I guess, Season 3 or 4-ish Gordon? Yeah, whatever. I think that'll do. Frozen Turntable, though. Oh, you stink. I hate Gordon in this episode. I can't really recall a single great thing about it other than the snow aesthetics, I guess. And also that one shot of the steam team. God, I hate even saying that out loud. Going down the rails was kind of fun. But yeah, it's very, very, very bad episode. Not F tier bad, but still bad. Same with Old Reliable Edward. I like Thomas in it well enough, but not only Gordon feels out of character, but Edward too. Like, since when would he care about what Gordon thinks of him? It just doesn't feel right. Sorry, my Discord notifs are going off, but yeah. Little engine raced ahead. It started the whole I beat Gordon in a race thing and introduced a very controversial character, which I don't mind, but this was not a good first impression for him. I'm sorry. Not a bad episode though, although Gordon didn't deserve half the shit that happened to him. Yeah, it's whatever. Oh, this though. This was a really nice surprise. I really like this episode. And I think Gordon's grumpiness actually works here because, him and Henry have had sort of a rivalry together. I mean, it never really got resolved if Big Strong Henry whistles and sneezes and some others are to go by. So yeah, I think Grumpy Gordon actually works quite well here, and it's really satisfying seeing Henry show him up. I think it gets annoying for people that Gordon is grumpy here, which makes sense, and that's why I have these Brenner era episodes down here. But in this context, I think it works. Confused coaches, though. I love you. Not as good as your first episode, but I love you. Gordon and Spencer are characterized almost as well as they were in their debut. It's a bit silly, how they didn't realize they were pulling each other's coaches, but guess you got to do what you got to do to keep the plot moving to an extent. So I'll allow it, especially because we got great character moments. Like, if you're gonna do something stupid with your plot, have it lead to something cool. Like, I know that's like a bare minimum way of saying it, but that's just my taste. Not even gonna elaborate on you. Yep. Okay. Keith, Wickham, and Carrie Show went so unnecessarily hard with their vocal cords when recording for this episode, but it just feels too silly and stupid. Like, this is almost nitrogen levels of stupid. Maybe even more so because it has the blubbifications of a nitrogen story. Because, cartoony physics, dumb forced humor. At least nitrogen humor can be funny sometimes. Big World is almost never funny. Yeah, very poor episode. I mean, I could see people deriving some enjoyment from it, maybe even ironic enjoyment, but yeah, it's just not for me. And well, what a bad way to go out. This is really, really, really just. This is really just Gordon takes charge, but without the heart that went into it. Like, I really like the ending scene of Gordon takes charge where Percy's like, well, Gordon, I did my job well today. Aren't you proud of me? Yes, you did very well. But then again, I am a good teacher. Like, yeah, that was cute. That was funny. But no, this was the episode people were begging since season 22, and when we got it, it's just, what was the point? Oh my lord. I might go into more detail on some of these episodes at a later date, but these are my general thoughts on it. I have a link to this tier list in the description if y'all want to make your own, but yeah, that's honestly how I feel. So thanks for watching and have a good one.